funny video. Different kind of video today. Unfortunately, I have to bring you a rant because I'm annoyed, and this has nothing to do with anything I talk about on this channel, whether it be The Walking Dead, my best friend's book, Telltale fight scenes. It's got nothing to do with games or anything to do with entertainment. I use that in quotation marks because that's what my channel's all about, entertaining you guys with things I like and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I bring you the topic of football. Never really spoken about this much on this channel. Truth is, I am an amateur football fan. I support Liverpool FC. I've supported them since I was little. Being a big fan of the international and the international tournaments like the World Cup and the local national tournament, which was the Euros, which of course we had the 2020 Euros this year. Of course, due to the pandemic, it was a year late, and you already know. Now, my complaint, my rant, is all to do with the attitude towards England fans. Now, I was so happy when England managed to get into the finals, and yes, I was gutted when we lost. But I was gutted, and part of me was like, Rashford, why? Getting a bit upset with the players, but at the same time, rationality and just logic hit me as like, those players helped us get into the finals in the first place. Just because they weren't on form, have been. And I tend to avoid political topic on this channel just because I don't want to contribute to the controversy surrounding our country and surrounding our world. I don't like to add to that. I normally like to keep my opinions to myself and share them with people that I am close with, just because I know if they disagree, I can have a respectful conversation about it. But as I have an audience and you guys are interested, I hope, in what I have to say, I'm gonna just this once be honest with how this whole thing has made me feel. And the thing which really disappoints me is that we should have still celebrated last night. We should have, because getting into the finals, winning the finals is one thing, but getting into the finals is another. We worked so hard throughout this tournament. There was some foul play, which I'm well aware of, and I think our country should be ashamed of that. More so on the fans' behalf. No. Exclusively on the fans' behalf. It was disgusting the way the fans of England. Now, initially, I never thought England was going to get. I was personally rooting for Wales because I'm a Welsh. I'm Welsh myself, but obviously Wales didn't last long. I thought, well, I'm in the UK, and what's the leading country of the UK? It's England. So England was like, yeah. And I was like, you know what? I don't think England's going to make it. I think they'll be out within like their next game. And so me and my family, we all made bets. Not going to go into each person's bet. I personally betted on Spain to win, which, of course, Spain lost to Italy, and Italy got into the final. So it was very much a 50-50 on who England could have played, or even if England beat was it Denmark? Yeah, Denmark. It was a massive miracle. I think I'm not even going to bother I'm just going to talk. If this bores you, then just please click off. If it's not a gaming video at all, so if it bores you, just do one. I'm sorry. My biggest issue was the fact that one, the racism, two, the fighting, three, the bitterness over losing. Just the whole thing should have been a celebration, and instead it turned into an absolute shambles of just idiots. This is why I always consider myself an amateur football fan, because I don't behave like the arseholes out there that just do nothing but just cause trouble. And football it's a massive money maker for this country. I mean, I have a massive personal grievance towards the fact that the government was so quick to get football back on after the first lockdown, yet we're still trying to get theatres and that side of the industry back up and running, and that just really gets on my nerves. And the fact that the government's priorities were just football straight away, because most of the people in power love a bit of footy, don't we all? It just really wound me up. But the whole issue I have is the fact that England, and not just England, but the whole world really, we've been through a national pandemic. We've been through a global anti-racism movement with BLM. We've been through so much, and yet after all of that, we do not change at all. There has been no societal reform in the way people think. There's absolutely nothing. So if we can go through both of that and still be arrogant, selfish, racist idiots, then we're never going to change. That's just that. We're never going to change. We're never going to evolve. We're just going to have racist idiots for the rest of our lives, and that's a massive shame. It is such a huge disappointment that, it's the colour of someone's skin. What's that got to do with you? They look. There's nothing wrong with how they look. They're human. And I say they, as in, I'm not excluding anyone of colour or contrasting religion or race. It's like, I'm not excluding them at all. I'm saying they, because that's how society looks at people who are different. That shouldn't be the case. I shouldn't have to say they. I shouldn't have to, and I'm not going to. I know I've just said it there, but I'm not going to say they after this. I'm not, because it doesn't matter if you're black, or if you're Asian, or if you follow a certain religion, or if you believe that red is better than blue, or if you believe that, I don't know, green is a bit of a nutty colour. Like, it doesn't matter what you think, or, well, nowadays it kind of matters what you get judged on anything so easily, but it doesn't matter what you look like or what you believe in. You're still a human. You're still a human being. You're not an alien, right? If aliens invaded our world, then yes, I understand why we'd have a bit of prejudice, why we'd have a bit of resentment and a bit of fear towards them, more than anything fear, because we don't know who was coming into our world. But the fear over someone that is also a human being and the need to assault them is so stupid. And I know football isn't the only sport or industry that encourages this behaviour, but it's the most prominent and the most problematic one. Unfortunately, people see, I'm not going to judge anyone for their belief, but unfortunately football is one of those which is considered to be almost like a religion, which is a sport. It's a very popular national sport. Obviously it's an international sport, but in terms of this country, we're the self-proclaimed creators of football. Blah 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 blah. I don't care. I don't study football history. I study A-level history. But the way people behave towards football is pathetic. Like, you don't see me, a massive drama fan, a fan of film, theatre, television shows, like musicals. You don't see me bashing any actor or like any other fan based on their preferences and their beliefs. It's just stupid. It is absolutely stupid. And if an actor does a bad job, if an actor goes on to take EastEnders for example, because I love EastEnders, never time to talk about EastEnders I get a load of views, which kind of like the attention, even if it's mostly dislikes. Take EastEnders. EastEnders has an actor who I'm just giving this as a scenario. EastEnders has an actor who portrays a storyline really badly. That, unless the acting itself is poor, is not actually down to the actor. That's down to the writer and the fact that the producers and stuff, they let that happen. That's not specifically down to the actor. If a footballer messes up, yes, they've messed up. There is no scripting in football, I'm well aware of that. But at the same time, it's a team effort. Like, it's a team. One person, if one person messes up, then that doesn't mean they deserve to be completely bashed, because it shouldn't be them carrying the team anyway. They might be responsible for the moment, like how Rashford was with the penalty. It's like, yeah, I get that, but at the same time, he doesn't deserve to be racially attacked over it. There's no need for it. I've seen the comments on Instagram and stuff like that. I've seen the video on Facebook of what happened in Wembley. Because I was watching the game. I was watching the game last night, and we knew there was a bit of a kick-off. We didn't actually see what's going on. I saw that video, and I saw the video on Facebook, and that's why I'm making this video now, because people were trying to get past, and they were getting smacked up by other fans, and I'm like, how pathetic do you have to be to beat someone up over football? That is absolutely pathetic. Like, that, there's literally no need. I've been through high school. Like, 99% of the fights in high school, by lads, you know, exclusively lads, were caused by football, right? Either football or vaping or, you know, just stupid stuff like that. Why do you have to get physical over a sport? If it's boxing, yeah, but that's between the boxers, not the fans of boxers. If it's between, like, you know, if it's combat sport, then it should be the athletes themselves getting physical, 'cause that's what they're paid to do. But footy and the fans of footy, there's like no need. And don't get me wrong, I know there was the game. The one adjective I commonly used to describe last night's game was dirty, and that was on both ends, both sides, Italy and England. I thought it was a very dirty game. I think there was a lot of mistreatment towards the players, a lot of just BS between, you know, how it was done. But at the same time, the fans just made it all worse. The fans is what I've got a problem with. Like, I couldn't care less the fact England haven't, you know, it's not coming home. I just thought the song was catchy really. I didn't really, you know, I was only in it because it was a family thing. We were all excited to watch the game as a family. I only watched the games with my family. I didn't care, like, what was going on if I wasn't with my family. So for me, the Euros was a family thing, and like, I enjoy the time I spent with my family, but the rest of it I couldn't give a toss about. And I can say the same for the World Cup. In fact, I don't even think I'll watch the World Cup next year, based on the fact that not only does England not deserve to partake in it, but the fans don't deserve to even watch it. And I thankfully is one of those. Even though I was a bit gutted, I wasn't attacking anyone. I wasn't being horrible on social media. I was just, you know, I was gutted, but that's it. That's the way it goes. You get so close, it didn't work out. That's fine. Quite frankly, the only reason I think I was personally upset was because I don't think it'll happen again for a long time. So it's kind of a one-shot thing. And to be honest, I'm over that. And I think that it probably shouldn't happen again for a long time, because look how people behave. Look how people behave. Like, honestly, England did amazing throughout the tournament. Italy did as well. You know, Italy deserved to win. You know, they did great. But the fans have really let themselves down. And I'm excluding myself here. I'm excluding my family and my friends. Because you get fans, and then you get people who enjoyed themselves watching it. And the fans, because there's such a huge percentage of them behaving like this, I you know, you can't really label. You know, you got the fans, you got the idiots, you got, you know, most of them are fans. Most of them are fans. So it's just an embarrassment. Like, I've always said that I don't like this country, right? I don't like the United Kingdom. I wouldn't move just because, one, my family's here, two, good acting opportunities, unless of course I have to move to find work, and I don't really fancy living anywhere else. I know it's kind of stupid because I'm complaining about this country, but yeah, I don't like this country. I don't like. Obviously, there's certain things I'm very grateful for. Free education, our NHS. I think they're both amazing things, and they're things I'd never take for granted, especially after the pandemic. But in terms of the way people are in this country, I hate it. I actually do. People are so stuck up and so pretentious, and they act like they own the place because they've got a certain view. It's like, no. It's an absolute disgrace. The way people think in this country, the way people behave is just beyond pathetic. And I know, you know, there's so many things you got to consider when I'm making these kind of bold statements here, and I'm considering them. You know, maybe some of them weren't even from this country, but they moved here anyway, and it's like, you know, that's a whole other thing in itself. But the fans of the sport, no matter where they're from, the same fans who are behaving that way, doesn't matter where they're from or anything like that, they should be held accountable for what they did, for what they've done, for what they're continuing to do. And it's just a massive shame that this is how people behave now. And it's made me lost all faith in football. Quite frankly, I don't even want to watch Liverpool play next year or next season. I don't care. I'm never going to a Wembley game live. Never. Just because I think I would fear for my own life if I went to watch Wembley play live. That's not happening. Like, my anxiety levels going to watch Wembley play live have just skyrocketed to beyond the point of no return. I ain't ever going to Wembley. Like, I don't care if my family buy me tickets. I'm not going. I'll just tell them to get a refund or either take someone else. I'm not going, and quite frankly, I don't think anyone else should as well. I don't think anyone else, because it's not safe. You know, it's behaviour like this which makes me glad that we had no crowds. It makes me really glad. Like, people got stabbed, people got beaten, and it's like, all for what? All for what? Because a few people like weren't able to, you know, they missed a goal. Oh, boo-hoo, you miss a goal. Like, it doesn't matter if it's the Euros, it doesn't matter if it's the World Cup, it doesn't matter if, like, you know, the stakes are so high that the end of the world... Oh, okay, take that back, yeah, kind of. If the end of the world is, like, upon us, and the only way it can stop us is a, you know, penalty, then, yeah, penalty, you know, because... But that's not ever going to happen with football. No one's lives are at risk if a penalty's missed. Pride might be on, you know, a team's pride, but at the same time, does that really mean anything? I mean, those footballers are still going home to their families. You know, they're still getting paid at the end of the day. They're doing their job. That's the thing, that you're going to watch a football game. They're going to work. That's how it works. That they're going to work. They're not playing out of the kindness of their hearts. They're playing because they need to make a living. And for them to be treated like that, just for them doing their job, is an absolute disgrace. It makes me wish football was scripted, just because this kind of thing wouldn't happen if it was. Like, you know, because they'd be like, yeah, we're going to have, you know, but that will never happen. It will never be scripted. It's always going to be, you know, a live thing. And yeah, it's just an absolute disgrace. In terms of my attitude towards other live events, because obviously I've just said that I'm not going to go to Wembley ever again, or I've never been to watch Wembley play live, but, you know, I'm never going to. There's got to be something quite significant to even let me consider going to watch a football game live again. Because I have been before. I went to Anfield about 10 years ago now, to watch a game live, and it was a great experience. I was only little, but I loved it, absolutely loved it. Watched a cracking film on the way back on the bus. Loved it. I've lost interest in football after that. I've lost, you know, and it's not because we lost, it's because of the fact that it's just been spoilt, really, for me. I much prefer things like boxing anyway. I'm a big fan of boxing. I've been playing the hell out of UFC because I like that and all. That's it for me really when it comes to sport. I just like them too, and wrestling as well. Because one of my best friends is a wrestler. He's amazing at it. But yeah, a massive disgrace. This country, I do hate it. I do. If I could move and take my whole family with me, I would. I would in a heartbeat. But that's never going to happen. So unless I have a job opportunity which can take me to somewhere really good, and I get to live there and still maintain good contact with my family and my friends, and make a living for myself, then unless that happens, I've got to stay here. I've got to, because there's nowhere else I'd rather be than with the people I love. So yeah, I personally, I would seriously consider disabling the comments to this video, just because I reckon it is going to pee a lot of people off. I try not to swear in this video, because even though I'm annoyed, I think if I start trapping off of effing and jeffing and all that, it just kind of adds to the problem more than resolves it. But I don't know, I might have swore already in this video, I don't know, I need to watch it back. But in terms of what you guys think, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but if you think something, either write it down on a piece of paper and burn it, or just bin it, cause a house fire. Either write it down on a piece of paper or keep it to yourself, because after what's happened, I'm not really interested. Even if you agree with me, like, I just don't want to talk about football on this channel ever again. I'm only doing this to get it off my chest more than anything, because that's kind of why I set this channel up in the first place, like 6 years ago when I was 11. But that's it for me. Me and football, we're pretty much done. I kind of saw this coming with the whole Super League business, but the behaviour of the fans with the Euros, it's just, that's it, game over for me. Whether I will probably still continue to watch it, but taking a genuine interest into it, I highly doubt I ever will. Now, yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Don't bother commenting. If you're going to comment and I can't disable them, then don't expect the reply. Don't expect any sort of heart or like or anything like that. Preferably, like, I just don't really want to hear any thoughts about this, just because it's such a nasty thing, and I just want to kind of leave it at that after this video. So yeah, I hope you guys are all well. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. If you are disappointed over the game, just remember that there's always next time and stuff like that. I mean, I know I said it might not happen again, but you don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, please take care, guys. I'll see you all later, and goodbye.